If the world becomes my enemy, I will fight like I always have. Shadow the Hedgehog. So that's the video topic for today. So listen, what inspired me to make this video was I was looking at a game that I played years ago. Very interesting game. A lot of people say it's ass, but I was looking at a remodeled version of the game. And one of the main characters in the game, I said characters. One of the main characters in the game, right? His name was Shadow the Hedgehog. And he actually said that quote at the end of his story. If you ever played Sonic 06, right? At the end, right, he took off his inhibitor rings. And when he took off those rings, right, it allowed him to unleash his full power. So at the end, he was talking to Mephiles the Dark. And Mephiles was trying to convince him, like, I ain't gonna lie. In the end, no matter what you do, they will inevitably become your enemy. And the Shadow said this shit. Cling! Cling! It was a cutscene at the end of the story after you beat Mephiles. That nigga said, even if the world becomes my enemy, I will fight like I always have. And then after he took that shit off, he started to ignite with like a yellow aura, and then that nigga just started skating. So listen, that's how you gotta be in this life, man. No matter what you go through, G, you gotta always keep fighting, nigga. You gotta fight to the very end, you feel me? You can't be no weak motherfucker out here, man. You gotta fight every single day. You know, believe it or not, you are fighting for your life. Whether you believe it or not, every day you are fighting for your life, especially if you are chosen. You are fighting and battling for your soul. You know that? This shit deeper than rap out here, man. You gotta be like Shadow. Even if the world turns its back on you, you gotta continue to fight like you always have. You've always been fighting. You know, believe it or not, your whole life was you fighting to get your higher self or become your higher self. You know that? Your whole entire life was you legitimately fighting to get and reach your higher self. You know that? If you reflect and look back at the things you've been through in this life, the devil has tried so hard to lead you astray just so you don't figure out and remember who the fuck you is. And now you know who you are. The devil is afraid, so he's trying his best to stop you because he know you was chosen since you came out the womb. When you was conceived out of that womb portal, the vagina, the hospital already knew where you came from. They knew what star system you came from. They knew what species of alien you were. They know what alien group you were. So they like, this individual came here to do this, they came here to do that. That's why the hospital is so well orchestrated and designed. Y'all think it's just, to see your temperature and heart rate and ounce size. That's the 3D aspect of it. But it's a whole spiritual aspect behind it that they won't tell you. When you came out the womb, nigga, the government already knew who you was, boy. Oh God. They did, G. So when you got here, you feel me, they're not gonna tell your parents, that your son is not of this world. Your son is, you feel me? Your son is an extraterrestrial being. He is a light being who came here to save this reality within the next 2 decades. Depending on how old you is. Me, it was 2 decades. They didn't tell my parents that. So, to your 3D parents, they like, aww. But really, the information that they took, they put you in the system and you have been watched your whole life. This is why certain chosen ones, right? They gave you certain titles when you was little. They told me I had ADHD. Now we know what that means. His mind was not able to be controlled by this system. His mind was not able to be indoctrinated as easy as other individuals because he is not of this world. A lot of y'all, they diagnosed y'all with ADHD, ADD, shit, dyslexia, all types of shit. Y'all remember that movie Percy Jackson? He was chosen. He was different from all these humans. A god created him. So he was the son of a god, G. You feel me? He was chosen. He was the son of Poseidon. And he had dyslexia, right? But it wasn't a fucking curse or disability, it was a gift, G. He could see the the hieroglyphics in the movie. Words that looked like, I forgot what it was, but he was able to read certain text on the wall that others could not read. And that's how they do the chosen ones. Y'all gotta understand, these movies they be making, it's subliminal. They be talking about me and you, bruh. When he came out the womb, they said, oh, he got dyslexia because he couldn't see or read certain words. The words that they gave us, that they created, is not even real. It's a broken language. It's a spell casting language. This is not even the language we spoke. So, however, in the movie Percy Jackson, right, the lightning thief, he was reading the Greek text. Meanwhile, they gave this man, they labeled him with dyslexia, but he was able to read text that no other humans could decipher. So that's me and you, bro. They throw titles on you when you come out the womb, put you in special ed classes and shit like you slow, because they knew you were chosen. They knew you was chosen, bro. They already knew you was chosen. So they gonna throw these labels on you, right? And to your parents, they like, damn, my son got this or my daughter got that. No. The government knows that this individual, he's from this and that star system. And we're gonna have to label him with this, just to ostracize that individual, make that individual, that child, feel like he's different when he really was. Bruh. Hold on, I'm left for this. There was so much truth in that movies. In these movies, they be showing y'all chosen people. They always got some type of disorder. You get what I'm saying? No cap. They try to make it seem like we slow because our minds was just not into that school shit. It's not that we wasn't into that school shit. It's because we're different. The whole point of school is to indoctrinate you, control, and fuck your mind up as a kid. So individuals who they label, right? Damn, why you not focusing in school? Why you don't get good grades? Why she don't get good grades? Why they can't pay attention? They label you with these titles, but that's to let them know that, okay, this individual is someone not of this world. We have to throw this title on him as a remembrance. So when he gets older, because they know it's going to come upon time, which is right now, how me and you know the truth, we awaken. They knew that time was coming. So they threw those titles on you when you was in school, and they documented what you have. The hospitals documented that you have that shit, so they saved it in their records. So the government has all access to the files that the doctor be holding, your health, all that. Right, and they just sitting there, this specimen who came here in this particular bloodline. I swear to God, cuz, this is the truth. You know the truth when you hear it. A lot of y'all gonna ask me how I know this. I know this because it's not the first time I'm here. You get what I'm saying? I'm tapped in. So I just know these things, nigga. I ain't reading no book. How it's coming to me like that? Because I'm tapped in. It's all within me. This vessel, it might be 20 years old, but this vessel is millions of years old. My soul and spirit, ancient, thousands of years old. This ain't the first time I've been here. So I'm telling you, that's what that whole shit was, bruh. So they labeled y'all ass with ADHD, all these fuck ass disabilities, disorders. It's because they knew y'all were not of this world and they couldn't control you as a kid. The whole point of school is to indoctrinate and control your minds, right? And lead you astray, because they know the times you're living in. That's why right now, it's no mistake that you awaken to the truth. You know who you are, your DNA activated. Nigga, they knew that time was gonna come. They knew that we're spirits before the flesh, fam. So when we were spirits, we chose to go into a human body so we can be here for these times and go back to our real selves. Because the only way we can come into this reality is through the womb. Get a vessel that our ancestors had. Deep. Deep. Deep, isn't it? So individuals like me and you who was labeled with ADHD, ADD, dyslexia, all that other shit, bro, they have been watching us our whole lives, dog. And you don't even know it. You know it now because you see these societies and shit all of a sudden fucking with you. But it was cool when you was asleep because they was just praying and hope that the Matrix keep you in a daze. But it's impossible because there's higher forces, higher beings that's gonna make us awaken anyway. So it was damn near impossible for them to keep us asleep. We was gonna wake up regardless, because that's what we came here to do. That's what these movies be about, bruh. It be about individuals like me and you who are not of this world, and we are angels in the human form. The Bible talked about angels falling from heaven, coming into human bodies. That's me and you. And the sun in the sky is getting ready to shift you into a whole nother being. And you're going to have to fight, just like you always have. So anyways, look, your whole entire life, you was fighting. You was fighting for your life, fighting for your soul. Did you know that on your way to becoming an awakened individual, to remember who you is, the devil tries so hard to get rid of you in various amount of ways, but you somehow, some way dodged the shit because you was divinely protected by your ancestors who knew you didn't remember who you was, but they gave you certain impulses to not do certain shit because they knew. They just knew how this shit was. So the government just be watching us the whole time. Like, damn, I hope he don't wake up. I hope she don't wake up. So this whole time you have been fighting. You know that? You have been fighting. It's a video I'm about to upload, right? Bruh, I was recording. 4 police officers was watching me. No crazy shit, no paranoid shit. Right after I said they are watching people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 police pulled up behind me while I was recording, just monitoring me. But they was acting like they was looking for somebody over there. That's how they do, G. I'm telling you. Y'all see it in the video. But yeah, even if the world turns its back on you, you gotta fight like you always have, G. You always been fighting. Your whole life was a fight. You know that? You fighting right now. It's spiritual warfare. Your whole life, when you was living in the matrix, living in the ego, the enemy tried so hard to lead you astray and keep you from reclaiming your power, keep you from awakening, bruh. Reflect on everything you've been through in this life and how many near-death experience you had all the way up until this point. Now that you're awakened, you had a good amount, a couple. I done dodged death a couple of times when I was living in the ego, and I was chosen since day one, since birth. I came out the womb. These higher beings already knew who we were. You feel me? They know we came out the womb portal. They documented our information. They knew what star system we came from, and they held it. They held this information in the files, laboratories and shit. On God, cuz they already knew who he was. So they just the hospital people, they tell your 3D parents, okay, your new son, whatever the fuck your name was, he's 8 ounces, he's this, he's that, he's that. But the real information about who you are, they take it back to headquarters, the higher ups, the higher people you can't see, you'll never see until maybe the next dimension. And they just looking at that shit in shock, like, damn, he really came here, he chose to come here for this specific time. Because they knew spiritual beings was going to come back to fight. So listen, during these times, you can expect the masses of people to turn against you. You can expect the masses to turn their backs against you or go against you. It's always been like that since the very beginning. It's just that the world doesn't want to see individuals like me and you awaken because people fear what they don't understand. And you should be afraid of an individual who's not of this world. Because in a minute, individuals who look like this in a minute ain't gonna look like this. We're gonna turn into some shit that you just can't fuck with. You know how in the movies, they put the truth in the movies about beings who come from other worlds, who come here as children, infants, right? And then it be some regular humans who raise these godlike beings. Superman was one of them. Superman was one of them. He was not of this world. He came from Kal-El, I believe, right? Oh, no. His name was Kal-El. He was from planet Krypton. He was not of this world. And Superman was about the melanated people. That's why he was able to absorb the sun. But obviously they got to put the truth within the lie, act like a Caucasian person can absorb sunlight better than a melanated person. They have to put the truth within the lie. But he was an infant baby. He was a god. And they feared him. He was a baby in this world. They raised him. After they raised him, He knew he had abilities. The government and them, they knew he had abilities and shit, and they feared him. But he was a good guy, unfortunately. But shit, he ended up fighting them sometimes too. They was blasting at him and shit. But he eventually became a hero. Another example, Hulk. Gamma radiation. The sun in the sky is gamma radiation. It's gamma radiation, bruh. The whole movie about Hulk, him getting those abilities from gamma radiation he got hit with, bruh, the sun in the sky is gamma radiation to melanated people. That's why our DNA is changing. That's why our skin is changing. So, the sun in the sky, my G, is shifting you into another being. That's what Hulk was about, bruh. He was a regular ass nigga. He was a god. Nobody can kill Hulk. What could kill Hulk, bruh? We seen what we was doing in the movies, bro. Go watch that Hulk versus Abomination movie. Oh my god. They knew he was a regular being. He's an angel. Hulk was a god. He was an angelic being, fam. A melanated person who is here now is going to be able to do that shit. I can't make this shit up. It could be you shifting into a big ass being. Go watch that movie with Hulk. Why do you think the US, these armies, all that shit was trying to hurt this one individual who looked like me and you? But underneath that, his spirit, the God version of him, emerged out of that shit. I'm telling you the damn truth. And what happened? They always tried to hurt him. They always tried to kill him, but they couldn't do it. He was beating their ass, beating these army tanks up, taking helicopters out the sky. He jumping hundreds of feet and shit. He running fast. They couldn't stop him. Pure truth, bruh. That's me and you, fam. Hulk was not just some nigga who transformed into something. No. Hulk was an angelic being, a melanated person with that ability. Y'all think these people just come up with this shit, man? No, this is shit that they have seen us do thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, before we lost our powers, bro. It was a great war that happened. They beat us to hell, and they made us fall to these human forms. Now we getting ready to tap into all that shit we was able to do again, and they scared for their life. They scared because they don't know what they are about to witness in a long time. Superman, Hulk, who was stopping them? Another angel. His brother in the movie Superman versus General Zod. Only another angelic being could kill off or fight another angelic being. No US, no army could stop Superman. No US army, no Navy SEALs, no gun. None of that shit could kill Hulk. Those people were angelic beings, true angelic beings, cuz. They wasn't just some people who, they were not of this world, just like me and you, came right out the pussy. But on a spiritual level, cuz, there was something dangerous waiting to emerge from that shit. Why you think Hulk had the ability to get big and then go back down to human form? That's gonna be us, bruh. Superman, some of us gonna have the ability to fly, levitate, laser beam, see through people, see people hard. Bullets and shit ain't gonna hurt us, fam. D. So listen, I'm gonna repeat what Shadow said. Cause in the end, believe it or not, when you activate that DNA and you become some other shit to these people, they gonna turn on you anyway. And then the US Army, these local polices and shit, law enforcement, the government, US Air Forces and shit, airplanes, them fighter jets gonna be trying to blast your ass up because they don't know what in the fuck they are dealing with. That's how they did Hulk and Superman. Couldn't kill him though. Broken. They talking about us right here. We so-called black people. Most deadliest beings in the fucking cosmos. Why you think they trying to? Because they scared. They know the sun is getting ready to bring us back to life after all the horrible shit they have done to us. So listen, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video off because I have spoken to you guys long enough. So this is what Shadow said, because in the end, you ain't gonna have no choice but to fight. Because the whole world, even right now, you might be chosen speaking the truth, trying to spread the truth, trying to drop the knowledge. It's like it's legitimately you versus the world. It's me versus the world right now, because I'm chosen. It's gonna end up being that way for you because you know the truth and you speak the truth in a world full of lies. So they're gonna target you, and guess what? In the end, believe it or not, the whole entire world it's gonna become your enemy in the long run. When you activate that dormant DNA and the sun hit the main part of your DNA and you shift into some other shit, I promise you, you ain't gonna have no choice but to fight. Cause them tanks, them armies, them US fighter jets, all that shit coming for you, bruh. It's already being prepared within this next decade. You'll see. So listen, I'm gonna repeat what Shadow said. Even if the world becomes my enemy, I will always fight like I always have.